Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joy Lau and I make videos about lifestyle, fashion and beauty. um, I decided to do this video to just do a life update. My life has really been up and down for the past 3 years. I've been so confused. I've been here and there, and I have been so inconsistent on my journey here. And as we are just winding up 2021, I just wanna, take that inconsistency away, and going into 2022 I want to give this channel like my best, and give it my all and see where this journey takes me. For me, making videos is just fun, and it's also just a way for me to document my life, because when I look back to my first video and now, I just find it funny how much transformation I have undergone. So if you don't know, I started this channel when I was in the US, and then I moved back to Kenya. I tried to just jumpstart it, but a lot happened over the past 3 years. I have been through a lot, to be honest, and my life has just been thrown up, down, left, and right. But despite all that has happened, I'm grateful and I'm excited about life, and I know everything happens for a reason, and I now believe that, and I know God has a purpose for everyone, and it's important to just find something that you can anchor yourself to. If it's God, if it's, if it's church, if it's your work, just, your friends, your family, find something that you can anchor yourself, especially when you go through ups and downs. So over the past 3 years, I left the US. I went back to Kenya. I lost my sister. I lost my stepmom. I lost my dad, which was truly the most difficult loss of all, and that really affected me the most, to be honest. I never saw it coming. I really, no, none of us saw that coming, and when it happened, it just shook my life to the core, and I shut down for a while. I just didn't have a purpose. I didn't want to live life anymore. And on top of that, I was in a long distance relationship, which was really, really hard. I don't know if I can ever tell anyone to do long distance relationship, to be honest. It was so difficult. And just being apart and living in different countries, it was so hard. On top of that, this is ridiculous, but you guys, I gained so much weight. You can see the difference between my previous video and now. I think you can tell from my face. I look a little bit chubby, but that's part of life. I was between 49 to 52 kgs, and now I'm up between 58 and 62 kgs. I stay mostly around 60, and it's the most difficult thing, and I'm not a tall person, so when I gain that much weight, it shows, and that has been my struggle. I went through something personal just like a few months ago, that I'm not a few months ago, really, like a week or 2 weeks ago, that I'm not open to talking about it. Maybe one day I'll talk about it. It's very confusing. It was very traumatizing, but in all, I've just learned to tell myself that bad things will always happen. Life will always happen. In the middle of all those craziness, I've had good things happen to me, but at the end of the day, you have to remind yourself that bad things will always happen, and you cannot stop living your life when bad things happen. You just have to keep pushing, and you have to keep living life, because anything can happen, and we don't know what tomorrow holds. So if you're going through a hard time with loss and grief, and you keep losing people around you, and things don't go your way, just remember that everything happens for a reason. And when bad things happen to you, sometimes you kind of think you jinx or you cast or something. I just want to let you know that just because others are not going through it, it doesn't mean that you did something wrong, or it's happening to you because of this and that. It's just the way life is. I mean, now when I look back at people who lost their parents when we were in high school or primary school or just along the way. And all along I never really understood grief until it happened to me. I didn't probably empathize with those people enough, but now that I've gone through it, I realized they were suffering, they were through a lot of pain. And when I hear somebody has lost someone or somebody's going through a hard time, or just in general, I try to be kind to everyone because you don't know what somebody's going through. And I can tell you, loss is something very personal. You cannot even explain to a person what it means to lose a person until they go through it, because you're telling a person whose parents are at home or at work, and they can't, they understand it maybe and they feel, but they can't conceptualize what you're going through at that particular moment. So those are the life changes. But I have very good news, and my life changed drastically. With Corona, I had applied for a visa with my fiance, and with Corona it just took forever and forever and forever. But just as I was about to give up, to be honest, I was tired. I was just ready to pick my life up. The visa process is very gruesome, and I know those who've gone through it will understand. I went for my interview. My visa was approved on spot, but then the same evening my visa was refused, not denied, refused. So I personally did not understand why it was refused. The only way to do it is to write to the embassy, because they just said your visa has been refused. I was so confused, and I quit my job because I was like, I cannot take this anymore, and I sold everything and I went home. That's how crazy I was. I just knew that the job I was in wasn't the job I wanted to be honest. I was doing it because I really wanted to give back and to the community, and that's what I started for. And my dad always told me to just try do it, because my dad was a teacher and I worked as a teacher as well in a high school in Kenya. And I really just I think doing that was just like me paying homage to my dad and the career that he loved, because most of my siblings are like lecturers and working in universities, but none of us had really worked in a high school. I had worked in university as a professor or an assistant. I don't know how you call it, like a tutorial fellow. That's how you'll say it in Kenya. But I just worked in high school as a TP. So working in a high school during that moment was very fulfilling to me. I love those girls to death. They're amazing kids and they're gonna do great things one day. And I loved my colleagues. Most of them were really nice to me. I miss them every day. I talk to some of them at least every week. They are awesome people. They're very kind people, hardworking people. Like, I couldn't believe teachers work that hard. You guys, you have to put some respect on teachers. They work so hard, and I love that. I also worked for an NGO, which if I start speaking, I don't know. I liked working for the NGO, but there was a lot of things that I didn't like, and maybe one day I'll talk about it. But to be honest, I don't trust any NGOs. I wouldn't donate my money to any NGO. I would rather give my money to the kids directly, or pay to a school to ensure that they're in school. But I learned a lot about the NGOs and the operations of an NGO, and truthfully, if you have money, don't put it in an NGO, put it in a kid in school. Put them in a good school, pay that money. If you're donating 100,000 in a private school, that's a lot of money, or $1,000, that's a lot of money. I would never do it. I enjoyed my job because I loved working with kids, but being in the administration side, I learned a lot of things that didn't sit well with me, but that was an enjoyable job altogether. So now that I'm speaking to you guys, I am currently back in the US with my husband. Yes, husband, I said it. I got married. I spent just a month. I got married last month. And yeah, so I'm now married, a married woman. It's it's actually funny to think about it, but well, the journey has not been easy getting here. Learning a lot. Excited about this new phase. It's not the easiest phase, and most people won't admit it's nice, but it's not easy because I'm adapting to a new country, new culture. It's not that I'm adapting, I'm readapting because I was here before. But you know, being on this visa, I cannot walk, I cannot drive, I cannot own a bank account. I'm literally just in the house all day, and it's very nice, but it's very hard, especially if you're somebody who's used to working most of the time. But overall, it's been nice. Now just here starting my life again. I'm excited about the future. I don't know what's gonna hold. I've just learned that in life you have to just live through it, and you never know what's gonna happen. So I'm just living each day as it comes. I'm really excited about everything, and and what life brings. I just want to just say I'm really grateful to all my amazing friends. You know yourselves. Just so if you're watching this, thank you for supporting me, especially those who've been with me through the hard times. There's so many friends I could mention here, but I know there are people who are very special to me, and they know themselves. They don't get tired of me, because when you're going through a hard time, I have my moments. I just disappear. I don't say a word. If I'm in a partnership with you, I just suck, because my heart and mind is going through a lot of stuff, or has been going through a lot of stuff. I've been inconsistent. Maybe I've hurt some people in the process, and I just want to say I'm sorry. And it wasn't my intention. Everyone has been really good to me, especially at my previous work. I could have been a pain sometimes, but they have all shown me love and support. They're wonderful people. I could think of people who have been mean to me, but really I don't think about a particular moment where somebody just was outrightly mean. Everyone has been supportive. So thank you so much for showing me love. Thank you so much for holding me down when I needed it. When I think about my journey, I'm just so grateful. But I won't do any justice if I just don't say thank you to my mom. My mom has been so supportive. Like, I don't know where I could be without her, to be honest. My mom is like my best friend. She's my best friend, and she supports me a lot. My brothers, my sisters, they're all good people, and they show me a lot of support, even when I do stupid things like stupid stuff. They still love me, and I'm grateful to the wonderful friends that I met along the way. I know I wasn't the easiest person, but thank you so much. And you know yourselves. So that's my life update. So I'm gonna be making a lot of videos maybe about my life here. I live on a farm. I know that will come as a shocker to most people, but I wouldn't like to showcase the farm life here so much. I'll just show my life, but if the farm comes up, that's okay. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.